Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? Damn, already so many people in the chat already. Hey, dishwashing. First time seeing you on the lives. How's it going? Long time supporter. Hey, how you doing, Huddy? How you doing, Duck? You've been here for a while. We've been here for like 4 hours, right? Just been vibing in the offline chat. I'm eating some Costco pizza right now. Awesome. Are the prices still low for the Costco for the Costco cafeteria? I remember the hot dogs were $1 for a long time. It's night? You mean it's night for you? It's 6 p.m. for me. I don't know. I don't know where you are in the world. The men's squad. Welcome, welcome. It says you're one of my top commenters. Have you always had that name? Have you changed your name? Watching at 10 right now. Okay, okay. We usually go for like 3 hours. So if you want to still stay till the end, that'll be till 1. But feel free to leave whenever you're ready for bed. It's 5 here. Perfect. Yo, I love the animation next to you right now. Thank you. Thank you. It was one of the posts I did a while ago when Silksong had just come out of it's of Thompson and Simon chilling and gaming, playing Silksong. Hollow Knight characters, yippee! Hell yeah! Alright, let me hey the hen, how are you doing? Glad to see you back. Oh wait, let me actually just okay, yeah. Oh, that's perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna basically explain the idea for the stream. So we're gonna be looking at some Hollow Knight and Silksong designs, studying a bit how they create their characters, and from that point, we're gonna be deciding together what type of kind of environment we want to create, as if we're like designing a kind of like DLC for Silksong. So we're gonna choose an environment, and then based on that, we're gonna also try to pick some inspirations. You know how like in Silksong and Hollow Knight, you know, all the bugs are inspired by different like real world bugs, right? Yeah, like the fleas, the fleas in the flea caravan that you bring all the way to Fleetopia. So yeah, we're gonna choose some either bugs, grubs, or you know different references, and we're gonna create our own area, and yeah, just have fun as if we are building our own DLC for the game. So how does that sound? Hey Riptide, how you doing? Dave Sample, how you doing? Sounds wonderful. Amazing. Hey Merlot. Should I call you Merlot now? I'm you said that you changed, right? You were the I forget your name. It was something Hobbit. Well, would I guess I'm gonna call you Merlot Mallard now. Oh, Gildan? Okay, all right. I'll try to remember. If I forget, I'm just gonna call you Merlot though. Otherwise, switch back to your other account. Doing okay? Well, glad glad you're doing all right. Hopefully the stream can bring your spirits up too. Um, if you want Riptide, you can actually paste the Discord in the chat. We just created the Discord. Well, Riptide did most of the work. Um, creating the Discord for my channel. So if ever you guys are interested in offline chatting on there, feel free. It's also in my channel description. If you look at all my links, it's also there. So yeah. Also gonna be pinging the Discord when I go like live and when I post videos. So if you want to keep up to date through Discord instead of through YouTube notifications, you know, you can do that as well. I remember subbing to you, but never joining your streams because I couldn't. Hey, no worries. I mean, I only started streaming this week, and it's been honestly amazing. You know, I've had more viewers than I could have hoped for as a starting streamer. Always had a. I started with an ever-scrolling chat, and I'm forever grateful for that. Let me get the link. That should be it. I don't think I see the link. Maybe it got flagged. But yeah, if any of you do want to join the Discord, it's in my channel description, so you can click on it through there. So yeah, let's get started. Sorry I missed the last stream, but it was late for you. No worries, no worries. I mean, it's probably still late for you then, right? Like you said. So, but I hope you can still get a good night's sleep even if you watch me. It got auto-modded. No worries. I'm gonna create a post later promoting the Discord, and for now, it's still in my description if people here want to go get it. Row 3, column 6. Row 3, column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy? You draw a Brazilian tree hopper in the stream, please? Is that a bug? Sounds like some type of grasshopper. Yellow duck and inflatable dino costume. All right, guys. Okay, this stream's gonna have a bit more structure. Most of my streams, you know, like I've done so far, I'm just like sketching whatever, and you know we've created some really cool stuff. But today we have a bit more of a plan, and we're gonna try and like stay within the confines of the plan. And I feel like creativity within confines really does for some amazing results. So first thing I would like to do is actually, look at the different Hollow Knight and Silksong characters and see what we can kind of understand from their design for creating our own characters based on like the Hollow Knight IP. And I mean, feel free to, if you're an artist as well, follow along and draw your own versions. But one of the things that I want to point out is good design is often really simple. So if we look at these characters, a lot of them are really just simple shapes, ovals and circles. It doesn't get very, wait, let me do this on a new layer. It doesn't get very complicated. Of course, there are like some exceptions, but these like very recognizable shapes are all over the place. They look so chunk. Yeah, they do. And so we see a lot of these basic shapes like circles and ovals and even squares. Like you see this guy here. The base for this character was just a square. Here it's a circle. So we've got another circle here. Another one that we see a lot is this kind of bean shape, where there's like a smaller part and a bigger part. And you'll see that come up very often in the designs. That people are going to choose the big bosses. Yeah, the big bosses sometimes have some more complex shapes to them. Like these guys. These are really like more complex. But you still get some bosses that are very simple, Very, very simple. And even the more complex ones tend to follow a certain gesture in their shape. You see how like this has like a curved gesture. He's like putting his chest out in front, and from that the rest of the body is kind of derived. So if the shape itself isn't simple, typically the gesture is still pretty simple. So see here we have a triangle shape, again the bean, and I mean like you can look at this and be like, no, this is like a complex shape, but in reality when you really look at it, the body is a bean and then the cloak is just fluff. So let's see if we can glean a couple more things from these. There's one with a heart-shaped face. Yeah, a lot of them do have masks, and that's another thing. Like he's like the mask here. Not sure. I'm trying to find the one with the heart-shaped face you're talking about. But a lot of them do have like a mask with a unique shape to them. Middle. Oh, this guy. Yeah. True. Another simple form with a little bit of fluff, but the key is the simple form, the simple shape. Good catch. Good catch. So yeah, we got circles, squares, beans. What else do we have? This is triangles, like we said earlier. This is almost, and this is also kind of like if we're looking at it in like 3D space, this is also kind of more of a pyramid as well, but still a very, very simple shape. Ovals, yeah. We definitely see a lot of ovals. Even in like, just these simple like grubs here. And a lot, we're gonna see that a lot of these are either, I kind of classify them under two categories. They're either bugs or they're grubs. And like the bugs typically have those like harder shells, and the grubs are the I'd say like the kind of the more mushy ones. And in both of them, you will see a lot of these lines. You know, in the hard-shelled ones, you'll see that the lines actually don't typically change the outline of the bug, but in the soft grub ones, you'll see that the lines change the outline to show, you know, like the mushiness of it. The arches. Let's see, can we find someone with an kind of an arch shape? I'd say like this is kind of an arch shape. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is quite a unique one, but even here, you know, we're talking about a bean, an oval, and a circle, you know? Love how you explain the shapes. Thank you, thank you. Try my best to break this down for you guys. Being a bit educational on this one. Okay, this is an arch as well, you know. And I mean, this is more of kind of like the gesture of it, and then when you break it down to the forms, you know, then you can break the forms down into the gesture. And that's how, you know, you really want to start with these sketches. What's my favorite shape? Ooh, I mean, if I look at these, I think the bean shape. I like the bean shape because it's very versatile, you know, like how you can make one end of the bean the body, and the other end the head. It's a very versatile shape, and you could even switch that around and make the other side the head and make a completely different character. Yeah, bean is very good. And also, if ever you like study art, the bean shape is also, I don't know if I can do this well, is one of the shapes that you can really help you like learn um, how organic things look in 3D space. You know, if you do like kind of like the cross contour lines of a bean. Beans are very versatile? Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I'd say they're probably one of my favorite. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we've gone over a bit of the shape, you know, and the action lines. You know, these same shapes can be put into action lines. Um, so you know this creature here, you know, if he were completely flat, he would be a triangle. But because of the action line that does this, the triangle kind of bends, and it becomes like this. So you can see how, you know, the action lines combine with the simple shapes, and it creates even more variety. And then I would say you have the very armored creatures, where the contour lines that you see on the bugs that are hard but not very armored, they kind of intersect with the edge like this and don't jut out. When the bug is a grub and is juicy, you know, it's like circular. But then when the bug, you know, is like heavily armored, almost like spiky, then you have, you know, this extra kind of like contour design that really like sells that. Wait, what are we doing today? We're designing Hollow Knight characters, and we're starting by studying um, some of the Hollow Knight designs, so that when we do our own, we can know what we're striving for. And also, when you guys give me your suggestions, you can also kind of tailor what type of suggestions that you give to me, because we're trying to create still within constraints, you know. And here these so this was all like the Silksong enemies, and Hollow Knight is a lot of the same. You know, you've got the bean shape again, but then, you know, another kind of like symmetric bean shape or curved oval on top of it. So yeah, it's really all about these simple shapes. and like I was telling you, you know, like the squishy enemies have the ridges that are soft and non-angular. I'm gonna go get a pencil and paper. Hell yeah. Can't wait to have a pop quiz of shapes on Monday. Take notes, take notes. I think the dung beetle enemy is also very very cool in terms of design, where you want to think about what your bug might actually do. So the dung beetle enemy actually rolls up in a ball and then moves forwards and actually attacks you. And so having his entire design revolve around this circular shape really sells that attack that he does. And yeah, you'll see a lot of danger being represented by sharp things. So a lot of spikes, you know. These enemies typically might do more damage or are more dangerous or are more likely to do contact damage. You see like a lot of spikes, right? And typically in the world of Hollow Knight, they're typically enemies that are corrupted, I think, that have these. They're not just basic bugs. Came for drawing, staying to learn. Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. Another example of this sharpness though can also be the crystal enemies. These can be like pogoed off of in Hollow Knight and act kind of like spikes would in games, so they're more of like an environmental hazard than they are like an aggressive enemy. Circle, safe, sharp, dangerous. Exactly. Can I give you a prompt? I mean, start with grub. Have fun. You know, a grub can be put in a bunch of different shapes, and it's easy to like squish and stretch it. And yeah, I'd say to really sell the grub, do the contour lines. You know, like we have here. And you can even give them like a little mouth. Could you do a Picasso bug in the Hollow Knight style? Picasso bug, like like the artist Picasso, like maybe like wielding like a paintbrush or something. That could be fun. All right, so I think that's gonna do it for kind of the shapes. The next thing I want us to look at in terms of like design is one thing that comes up very often in Hollow Knight is how they do the faces in a sort of mask style. So you'll see all the creatures have these like big black eyes, right? But you can see that this is almost more of a mask on top of the creature when you look at creatures like this, where their actual eyes is underneath the mask, right? They're peering from underneath it, you know? So it does feel like it's a hard shell on top of their face, and that is something that even the more fluffy creatures have, you know, like the grubs here. And the complexity of the mask and also the shape language of the mask is telling towards what kind of enemy that they are. You know, like this enemy here with the point on the end is actually kind of like one of those enemies that just moves forward like a bullet and tries to stab you with his head. You know, I think this enemy too, with the horn on the end, he puts his head down, and then he comes to stab you with it. This one doesn't have any pointy shapes. He's I gotta go for now, but I can't wait for next stream. No worries, dishwashing. I'm gonna be here for 3 hours if ever you want to come back. This enemy here you'll see has no pointy shapes, and actually does not come towards you to attack you. He throws these bells. So you know it's very intentional, the shape design of these creatures. Um, and so when we create creatures, we have to also think about this like mask, how to design the mask of these creatures, and what that says about the creature. The Picasso bug has some cool design on its back. It could probably be, it would probably be best to look it up beforehand. Oh, the Picasso. Oh, like is that an actual type of bug? Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. But the when you said Picasso bug, I was thinking the artist Picasso. And honestly, on that train of thought, I feel like a mask that looks like a um a like paint palette might look like very very interesting, like conceptually, right? You know, like the palettes that do like this, and then you have like the paint here. I think that could make for a very cool and interesting mask. So I do like that idea. How can I post my drawings? Can you join the Discord, Duck? If you can join the Discord from the description of my channel, then you can post your drawings there. The palette is a bean. Yes, you're absolutely right. And what does that tell us about this creature? It tells us that you probably won't run at us and try to stab us. You know, maybe he's more of a peaceful creature, a peaceful artist. Yeah. All right. So I think we've kind of done the rounds in terms of design. I'm glad you like the idea. Now I want us to kind of choose together as a group what type of environment we want to create. So in Hollow Knight, you know, there is a plethora of different environments. And let me actually just share screen and maybe we can look some up together. So Hollow Knight environments. All right. So here, for example, we have the Moss Grotto. Yeah, the Moss Cave, and in this Moss Cave is where you find the creatures that I was showing you earlier, right? These ones here, and you see how they like fit the environment very well, and their design is part of the environment. They are the moss, right? So that's why I'm like, what I want to do is pick an environment, and then we can kind of derive our creatures from that environment. They don't all have to be as like correlated as these ones. Like these are clearly, you know, made of moss and they're in a moss cave. It doesn't have to be that explicit, but I want that link. You think mossy area would be really cool? Yeah, I think. But what I would like to do is maybe try to come up with an idea for an area that hasn't been done before. So right now, you know, this is like a jellyfish area. This is the dream area. I am showing screen, right? Yeah, I am. All right. I'm trying to find the Hunter's Journal image you have on screen. Where did you get it? DeviantArt? Hey, Nomad of the Nebula! How you doing? I think it's your first time on stream, huh? You've been a long time viewer, long time subscriber. Yeah, the corrupt dream world. Yeah, it's a very interesting area. Oh, and the B area, especially the one in Silksong, is like completely amazing. I love it. Yeah. So, oh yeah, this is the underworks in Silksong. There's a bit of industrialization. It is. I wasn't sure you'd remember me. Hell yeah, I remember you. Moss Forest. Yeah, yeah, that does derive a bit, you know, they're from the usual moss like cave that they have. Maybe Moss Forest could be closer towards a new idea. So yeah, basically I want you guys to like kind of like try to brainstorm, and you can even think of environments that we have in our world. You know, like we have deserts, we have beaches. Um, in those beaches, we have you know, those like very cool like luminescent um, beaches. And one thing we have to keep in mind is whatever environment we choose, we kind of have to make it work with this kind of like bug grub mentality. There's you can definitely make that work underwater too, you know, with like crustaceans and things like that. So that would also work. Um, what about a hive environment? Wasps and bee-based enemies. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Um, overgrown urban area. Twilight Zone underwater. Is like the Twilight Zone like deep in the water? Twilight Zone. Water. How does that work? Like zone. Dysphotic zone. Sunlight decreases rapidly with depths. Photo photosynthesis is not possible here. Oh, interesting. So it's not like in the deep deep. It's in like the middle. Mm. Overgrown urban area. Giant plains. I like that. Environment idea: a river that every 40 minutes rises for 20 minutes, then lowers again. Oh, kind of like a tide. I like that idea. Like a kind of like an environment that has a high and low tide. Sahara Plains. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, all right. Let's write some of these down, and then we can poll. So, all right, let me try and extract what I can. So we had the kind of like moss forest. What about giant tree? Ooh, I like giant. Yeah, 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 giant tree. Kind of like because like a lot of Hollow Knight and Silksong is like underground, but maybe you know like if like Hollow Knight and Silksong is like all like the levels are kind of like in here, maybe there's like a tree on the surface, and one of the levels kind of goes like into the tree, and so it's kind of like the inside of the tree, and maybe you get a couple exits, you know, to the world. I, that could be interesting. Yeah, like a tree of life type thing. I like that. I like that. Giant tree. There's underground stuff, but there can be a whole other story above. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. An anglerfish boss sounds epic. Yeah, that does. I do like I'm gonna say beach. I think that's what would be cool for like high slash low tide. And I think, you know, in this we can easily get like crabs and crustaceans. What's the Norse tree called? The mythical tree of life? I believe it's called Yggdrasil. Yeah, Yggdrasil. I returned. Welcome back, Riptide. We're brainstorming some potential environments. Um. Oh, sorry. I meant to be showing iPad screen. I'm like writing them down as we go. Um. Ant colony. I really like that hen. It's just that there's like a whole environment in Silksong based off of ants, and so I want to try and derive away from that. Um, Here I can even you know, the ants Silksong. Yeah, there's a whole like colony and like different types of like ants and how they fight, and so it's already been a very explored topic. Norse-based enemies. Interesting. From like that like Tree of Life type thing. Jormungandr boss would be the coolest thing ever. Jormungandr. Jormungandr. Oh, like that like huge snake. Yeah. We gotta try and keep things on a small scale, because that's the whole Hollow Knight aesthetic, right? It's like zooming into this smaller world of bugs. What about termites? Are they... interesting. I don't know if they would be different enough. Garden? Oh, I kind of like garden. Yeah, it is, you know, like a garden tended by some creatures, and maybe some other creatures are trying to, you know, like infest the garden, just as like I like that. But did I miss any up here? Space? Um, yeah, like a zero gravity. Oh, I'm trying to think. Like, mm, no, because then we'd have to create space bugs, and I'm not sure what we would theme the space bugs from. Mars. I know also. So like I said, like Savannah slash desert earlier. If we do space, we can do something off the microscopic species that can survive anything. Well, actually, on that train of thought, you know, I'm thinking, you know, the beach, you know, could also have like planktons and stuff. Those like microscopic creatures. Those could be fun. The pyramids, like Egypt. I mean, yeah. That is like we could go into some more like Egyptian stylization for like the bugs and stuff. The tardigrades. Oh yeah, the tardigrades. Yeah. Oh, that could be fun. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Wait. Okay. So maybe what if, right? What if the theme is like microscopic? So like the the you know, the basic world of Hollow Knight is bugs, so you're already like zoomed in, but maybe this kind of like area like makes the main character even smaller, and now you're facing like, you know, like microscopic insects like tardigrades. And if you don't know what a tardigrade is, let me just pull it up on on stream real quick. It's these guys. They quite literally live everywhere, not only in water. I'm just gonna vote for the microscopic theme. No one can change my mind. Oh, is it tardigrade? Am I not saying it right? Pronunciation.
Tardigrades.
Yeah, tardigrades. Okay. Okay. Can we do the Picasso bug as NPC similar to Sherma? Yeah. I do think as a theme, like I don't know, we kind of like went on a tangent earlier with the Picasso bug, and I really like that kind of artistic theme as well. Um, can we could we tie that in somehow with a specific area of some sort? Because I do like just like it's too vague as like artistic, you know, like what cluster of mushrooms. I love mushrooms, Toad, but that has been so like overused in both Silksong and Hollow Knight. Yeah, I know. I would love to do a shroom forest, but I mean like it's done. It's done and dusted. You could be an explorer looking for paints and mediums to work with. Oh yeah, and like oh, should he be more of like because I was thinking NPC, but maybe he's more of like a boss, right? Where like you know how like there's some bugs that you can crush up into dye, and from the crushed up bug you're able to make like pigment and paints. And maybe he goes around kind of like crushing up different bugs for his artistic endeavors. If we do microscopic, we could have the tardigrades be a bit off of the Marrow or Bell Beast. Oh, yeah, that's a fun idea. So in Hollow Knight, for the people that haven't like played it, in both Hollow Knight and Silksong, there's like a mount, which is the way you kind of like move about the world. And so in Silksong, it's the Bell Beast, and in Hollow Knight, it's where is he? Can I find him? No, doesn't seem I can. But yeah, mountable tardigrade. Yeah, that does sound really fun. Wait, we've kind of got some like themes going already. I think let's build upon them, right? So, you know, the microscopic, you know, mountable tardigrade, I think is just very fun. A giant block of cheese where you go inside and the holes are tunnels. We're going to Cheese Land. That's fun. That's fun. The stag. Yeah, that's what he's called. Let me see. Yeah, the stag Hollow Knight. Yeah, this is what he looks like. Yeah, we can create a tardigrade version. I think that'd be pretty fun. Or maybe he can glow in the dark paint by using the plankton. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. So for the artistic, we have like the Picasso bug. Also, the Picasso bug himself. Does he does like the bug named after him actually look cool? Oh, he does, huh? That is very cool. That is very, very cool. Okay, I know the cheese one is kind of funny, but actually we could use that for like mold themed characters. Ooh, I like where your head is at. I think mold could be fun. I don't think I've really seen it exploited that much in Silksong. Thompson do micro or else. Okay, but I mean let's like flesh it out, you know? Um so I mean I think we have to create this artistic like Picasso bug no matter what theme that we create and we'll just make it work. So I vote for you to do more streams so we can explore a bunch of different environments. Hell yeah. Alright, okay. So if we do the microscopic, we have the tardigrade. What other creatures are we thinking about? Player is antibiotic through the human body. Oh my god. Now let's keep it. Let's not go that deep. I think let's try to keep it to bugs and grubs. You know, microscopic creatures and such. Let's not go inside the human body, please. And I was thinking that maybe our Picasso wants to make paint from plankton. Maybe the Picasso bug is kind of like the like NPC that kind of like gets you into the world of like the microscopic creatures somehow. You know, he's maybe like the Picasso bug, you know, is like friends with some sort of like I don't know, like scientist bug, and who's created like a device that lets the player shrink in size. Make a Picasso player. Want rent money. A small Van Gogh. Yes, that's cool. Alright. Maybe an Einstein bug? Oh, yes. I like that. Yeah. I think that's how you spell Einstein. I'm just gonna trust you on that. Einstein bug. Yeah, so a device to like shrink. And so the Picasso bug, his motivation, you know, is pigments. He's always trying to find new pigments. And so he's maybe explored the lands far and wide for the pigments he's able to make, and now he wants to find more, and that's why he's journeying into the microscopic to see if you can find a way to distill pigments from microscopic creatures. We could do an enemy character of like viruses, like based on bacteriophage, basically is what I was thinking. Yeah, we can definitely look up bacteria for inspiration. I think that could be cool, yeah. You like these ideas? I'm glad. Make one of the pigments nematodes. It's like here I'll share the browser. These things. These little worms. I think we definitely need to like. Oh, what if, right? What if the entire environment is like a petri dish, right? Because you're going so small, you're going to like a specific place, right? And so the petri dish, you know, has like maybe mold in it, and from the mold, you know, you also have all these like different little creatures. So we have like the mold environment, we have like the small little creatures, and we can have the creatures be like infested by mold, and we have like the pigment from the mold itself, you know, because like mold is like very like colorful depending on what it comes from. Okay. All right, so I think we're settled on a theme. Um, and it's almost 7 o'clock. We've almost been at it for an hour, so I think we just need to kind of start drawing, and we can keep ideating as we draw. But yeah, let's get to the drawing part. This is a drawing stream after all. Let me switch back. Um, a Sea of Sorrow fisher bug. What's a fisher bug look like? Oh, is it not like an actual type of bug? Do you just like a bug that like fishes? 'Cause I don't see a clear bug called the fisher bug. I think we're gonna keep the theme to kind of like this like petri dish of mold and very small creatures like the tardigrade and all that. So yeah, let's start with a Picasso bug. You know, so if I were to here, let's get the sketching brush out. And if you're drawing right now, you know, I invite you to create your own microscopic bugs. Welcome back, Stuff and Fluff. We've just decided on a theme. We're going microscopic. Basically like the environment that we're going into is gonna be like a petri dish with like different like mold and stuff on it. And from there we're gonna create kind of like microscopic inspired enemies, and we want the rideable mount to be a tardigrade. But before that, one of the initiations to this biome and why you go into is this partnership between a Picasso bug, who is an artist, and if I were to just kind of draw a Picasso bug to get us started. Why isn't it letting? Oh, come on, there we go. Yeah, so the bug itself kind of has, you know, this kind of general shape to it. I'm not really designing it right now. I'm just getting the, you know, the shape that the regular bug has. And it has some cool like patterns like this on its back. And what I think would be really cool is when we talked about like Hollow Knight and masks, right? We talked about how the artist's palette, you know, could actually look like a really cool mask. So let's see how we can kind of integrate that together. So how is it possible? So you're gonna shrink the bug by using the shrinking tool thingy? Yeah, so there's gonna be two bugs. There's gonna be the Picasso bug, who is the painter, and he's in search of rare pigments, and that's why he's trying to delve into the microscopic to see if he can distill pigments from microscopic beings. And what we're calling the Einstein bug right now is the scientist bug that made this device, this shrink ray device, a reality. All right, so if we have this for a mask, you know, if we remember correctly, you know, we don't want the Picasso bug to have like sharp outlines, right? Because he's more of a peaceful painter bug. You know, we could do like the bean shape like this. You know, and maybe we'll like iterate a couple times over designs, you know. Duh, duh, duh. Yeah, definitely we want him to have his paintbrush. And I think kind of like some like paint splotches on him, I think would be very cool. You're back? Welcome back. We've just started designing the Picasso bug. We might do a couple iterations, but you know, we're starting with the basic idea that his mask is like the shape of of one of those art palettes. I'm gonna draw the iterations with you. Hell yeah. Please do. So here we kind of give him more of like a bean shape, right? Um, what else would like an artist kind of be known for? I mean, we can give him the unique patterns of the actual Picasso bug as well, which are kind of like, you know, these interesting shapes on his back. But honestly, I think that kind of detracts from the design at the moment. Um, so here, so let's kind of like remind ourselves of the different shapes we can use, right? So we got the bean shape, um, circle, of course, you know, oval, and any of these can be put on like an action line, right? So like actually the bean shape with no action line is kind of like this, but this one is on like this. This one, the action line is just straight. We have the triangle shape, you know, square, and so if we try and make him a bit different, let's try to give him the more like circular shape. Maybe here I'm gonna actually just copy the actual mask. Whoops. Try that again. Oh, the music stopped. Sorry about that. Let me put that back on. Get some jams up in here. If you're wondering, it's actually the Hollow Knight soundtracks that we've been listening to. Smooth jazz. Yeah. The soundtrack composition in this game is actually like really good. I guess I'll redraw it. Let me kind of look up one of these yeah, art palettes. Paint palette. Just see how, because there's different ways to draw them, right? There's also the a more like kind of like steeper shape here for the thumb. But it comes back to the same thing. I think I do like the one I drew here though. So I am gonna take it like I said. And duplicate. There we go. Let's see. How can we... Maybe kind of like this. From underneath. You know, you can maybe have some like artistic robes. You know, kind of like one of those like smocks. That you have like just like a bunch of like paint all over. And you could have the paintbrush on his back. Kind of like almost as if it's like his sword. Okay, let's actually draw through the shape so that we can see both sides of the paintbrush. Another thing that we want to kind of look out for as we're designing these creatures is the silhouette of the creatures. He needs a beard. Let's see how we could give him a beard. Not sure if he needs a beard. I think it's weird because we're using it as a mask, so I don't think a beard is the play. But yeah, one thing I wanted to say is that you want to try and keep your like silhouette clean, and if you are making the design more complex, still very like readable. But you see how like, I mean, I really have an inclination to want to put like a bunch of details, but I think actually omitting details is what really makes these designs look as if they belong in Hollow Knight, because a lot of the designs are just very simple. So another one of the shapes that we talked about was kind of like this like arc shape, you know, and like you'll see that a lot of these shapes kind of like bleed into each other, right? So there's like a circle here, and then the arc is on top of it, and it's kind of what happened here with the cloak. Let me catch up with chat a bit. The beans are back. Yeah, I read that. A canvas as a shield. Oh, I like that. I like that, the hen. I like that a lot. I'll try that for my next iteration. I'm pretty sure that his species is related to a stink bug, maybe. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if we can maybe tie that in somehow. Are we making the Picasso bug the main guy? Like if we were an actual game, is he the main character that the player play as? Kind of my logic I'm going for is that we're almost like making a DLC for Silksong. So you still play as Hornet from Silksong, and this is maybe like one of the NPCs that you talk to. Um, the which kind of like leads you into the world. But I mean, if you want to think of him as the main guy too, that's also we can think of it however we want. Imagine Barry B. Beanson as a Hollow Knight character. They are all bean shaped, bone rhino shaped. Are you talking about one of the ones that I did, or is the bone rhino one of the characters that is in Hollow Knight? I'm not sure. What if you made the first thing we went for, the nematodes? That was the yeah, they're like snake-like things. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm gonna just try to do one more iteration of this guy, and then we'll go on to the next character. This taught me more than art school. I'm glad you're learning. You can make a small grub that's always lurking in the background. Yeah. Can we base the scientist's bug off of the larger moth in its caterpillar stage as we go to the Einstein hair, please? I do like that. Yeah, I do like the moth idea, or even yeah, caterpillar to moth, like the cocoon stage maybe. Maybe his hair is kind of like leftover cocoon. I think that could be very cool. All right, let me now that I've caught up with chat, let me do one more iteration of the of this bug. And I think that's also something very important to do as an artist is when you're trying to design something, a lot of times you'll be very happy with one design. Like, you know, I was pretty happy with this. I'm very happy with this. But you never know what you'll come up with next, you know, so it's good to really try several different things before you actually um, settle on a design. Um, all right, and if he's using it as a shield, you know, I would say maybe what kind of shape would we want to go for? Maybe he's like we used bean, we used circle. Maybe we can do more of a triangle. It might lead to bean again, but like a triangle where he's like kind of leaning forwards with his shield in front of him. So this would be kind of like the line of action of this triangle. And yeah, and his paintbrush, you could almost kind of like, you could almost have it as like as like a spear, the paintbrush, you know, kind of like a knight with like the palette on one side, the spear on the other. This is also another technique you can use. If you start sketching something and you feel like you're going more into the details, sketch smaller, you know. See if you can really like feel out what shape feels good. You know, just like sketch it smaller because you won't get bogged down with all the details. So if we have the shield, I think it might actually be better to have the paintbrush on the side that we see and the shield on the side we don't. And this is where, like, you know, the big challenges come with readability. You know, how can we make it clear? But I mean, maybe his mask being the not the canvas, but the paint palette. If it's big enough, it could kind of be used as a shield, you know, his whole head with the mask is the shield. And he can kind of squat down and run towards creatures. Like the bouts from Hollow Knight. Yes, exactly. Are you gonna do a video on this? You really should. I'd love some long form content. You can make a video based on all your live streams or whatever ones you want to do. Yeah, it's the plan is to make a video out of this after. So you might see you might see yourselves in the video in the chat. How do I share my art? Join the Discord. Join a Discord and you can share it there. I want to see if anyone has joined so far. I see Dave has joined. Our resident Borb. So yeah, I think now that I kind of like I figured out what I wanted to do with this as like a smaller thumbnail, now I'm gonna try and kind of flesh it out bigger. Another thing that I would recommend, which is I would say maybe the hardest one to implement right away and kind of takes time, and it comes with understanding how to paint gesture, is when you're drawing lines, try to always keep it to several types of lines. You have the curve, you know, the curved line, the S-curve, you have the straight line, when it really, really needs to be straight for the gesture. And so these are like the three lines that you kind of want to use when you're drawing something to like keep it dynamic. And you want to try and like do them in one swoop. You know, even when I draw a circle, you know, I try to draw in one swoop. If I don't get it, I just try again. You know, because if I just slowly do it and try to be very accurate, then this is what I get. Try to just, you know, do it in one movement. It'll take time sometimes. Try to move your entire hand with your shoulder. That's what will let you get those big sweeping movements in. All right, so Yeah, I really want to refine this because I do like it conceptually. I think, you know, if it the mask can even kind of like hang lower than his body. Mm, I think my favorite design you did was the second one, without a doubt. Oh, I like it too. I like it too. And I might end up going with that one. I just want to finish this one too, so that you know we can have three finished designs and then really choose the one we like best. Yeah, there's something about him that I just don't feel like I can get just right. And I mean that's okay. That's okay. That happens. You know, the other designs came out really fast. Sometimes you really gotta work at one, push and pull. It's kind of like sculpting, you know. That's what it becomes like. Um, Here, let's. I think we'll make the arm kind of carry the paintbrush. And we can have. I mean, he is a bug. So we can give him a couple legs. But here, if the paintbrush goes like this. It's not exactly straight. I apologize. I think we can kind of exaggerate the movement of him going forwards by letting the rest of his body kind of drag behind. Yeah, now like he really looks like he's dashing, you know? And I think this this makes the design more cohesive. All right, I think we're almost done with him. Is it worth giving him legs? I think it's better to kind of like leave it as if he has like a cloak on. And so, you know, I'm like following this initial shape that I set out to do. Just erasing back into it to get this cloak texturing that I want out of it, but I'm still keeping that initial shape. And I think you can be like holding the other side of it like this, like holding it with two hands, bringing it forwards. I think that's pretty good. All right, let's erase inside so that you can see the superposition of the elements. All right, I think that's our, after a lot of struggling, you know, but it's okay, it happens. This is our kind of like our third design for our Picasso bug. All right, let me catch up with chat. I'm gonna go really quick so that I can do some stuff. No worries, I'll be back later. No worries. Ink Figures, are you making your own custom character with attacking, dodging, and normal angles? It does look like it almost might be all the same character in different animations. But no, I'm trying to do different designs for all three. This character is in an action pose. It just felt right. That's why I'm drawing him that way. I think my favorite design you did, second one, yeah, I read that. I really like to pitch an idea. Should I do that through here or the Discord? I'm gonna be letting you know when I need new ideas, and I'll be asking questions throughout the stream as well. But right now we're gonna be moving on to, I think, the Einstein bug. Since I'm gonna leave, can you make sure not to do a bacteriophage without me? Alright, I'll try focus on other things first. How is he going to collect the microscopic creatures? Zoom in and pick them up. I just realized I can just keep the video going in my pocket, so I'm not leaving. I'll just be popping in with my ideas every now and then. Perfect. Where's his eyes be on this one? So this is the thing with a lot of the Hollow Knight characters, right? They have a lot of them have masks that have multiple holes, and usually they are the eye holes of the character. And I kind of like the fact that, you know, either they're all holes and it's kind of like he's the sort of bug that has like a lot of eyes, or maybe he just has like the first two at like the top, like say we were to like black them in, you know. Maybe maybe the other two have like colored paints. What do you guys think? Should it just be the two, or should we kind of just black them all out and have him be a many-eyed creature, and you're not too sure which holes he's looking out of? I just realized we only have 40 minutes left. No. I'm going till 9, so we have an hour and 40 minutes left. You really like the first one? I'm glad. I feel like the bug needs to be round because Picasso face is quite roundish. I can agree with that. Look up the laughter moth for inspiration for Einstein bug. Do you like all eyes? Yeah. I think I like all eyes too. Yeah, it does give it that small sense of creepiness that Hollow Knight always kind of gets, right? Like cute but creepy. But we can revisit this decision once we go into like the rendering. I'm thinking like this stream we're gonna like sketch them all out, and next stream we'll like render. You know, the bottom two holes will be eyes. Oh, I could see that too. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, that's kind of cute as well. But yeah, like I said, we'll revisit that when we render them. All right. So next, the Picasso bug. Here, let's switch to a browser view. When will the next stream be? Probably tomorrow. Tomorrow night at 6. So you said to look at a specific moth. Look up laughter moth. Okay, let me switch to browser view. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Like the fluff kind of gives it that Einstein look. Um, but I think, yeah, if we can get that moth cocoon, like especially like the fluffy ones to kind of look like his hair, I think that could be fun. Let's just look up what Einstein looks like for a half second. Yeah. He looks almost like a mask maker relative or a deepness version of Shio. Yeah. When the Einstein make the Einstein bug have goggles. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. All right, let's go back to the correct screen and try to start designing this Einstein bug. So, speaking of moths, right? Moths definitely have this triangle shape to them, right? Because they've got their like wings in the back. So we can definitely make the most of that. I think also the wings can be used as almost like a cloak. And we take another simple shape, maybe like circular, stretched a bit towards the top. Get the big eyes. Oh yeah, and like you said, we could do the goggles, but then kind of put the goggles like on top of the eyes, as if they're not like on his eyes, they're on top, but just sitting on his eyeballs. I think that could be an interesting way of depicting it. And of course, you need the moth antennae. And I think we'll make those actually quite big. So this is where I say like the silhouette is very important. So you see, like if I were to just make the antennae stop here, it doesn't really make the change the shape of the silhouette, right? This kind of like goes around it. But I want to try and actually change the shape of the silhouette to make the silhouette as unique as possible. And when I talk about silhouette, I realize now that maybe that's not clear what I'm talking about. Silhouette is if I were to make my character completely black, you know, then what does it look like? So for like the silhouette of this character, you know, if I were to black them all out, so you don't see any of the detail, all you see is the outline. Another way of thinking of silhouette is just outline. Well, you see that his silhouette is actually, you know, quite interesting. You know, he's got some negative space in here below his arm, and you can see that perhaps there's changes you could do to make the silhouette even more interesting. Maybe you make the arm here kind of like if we look at it from this, maybe we make the arm here wrap like that so that you actually do get a bit of a negative space here as well, you know, so that when you black it all out, the silhouette is even more interesting. So it's just about creating this interesting contour. Even though you're using all the simple shapes, you still want your contour to be unique and interesting to make a unique character, and that goes into readability. So let me get back to doing this Einstein. And Einstein has also the mustache, right? And he's like sticking his tongue out. I wonder if we can integrate that somehow. Let me. Oh yeah, I'm not seeing stream right now. Let me go back to seeing stream. Yeah, Moth Cocoon is a scientist coat. I think I kind of want the Moth Cocoon to be his almost in like humanoid version. It would be like almost like a turban, I guess, but like really large and kind of like wrapped on his head. Am I join back later? No worries. Maybe they could look like eyebrows to match the crazy hair. The goggles, sorry. I probably didn't read that message in time to get the context correctly. Or the antennae could look like eyebrows. That could be something, yeah. Are we doing this tomorrow too? Yeah, that's the plan. I have to go at as it's 11:30. No worries, no worries. As people are here, than the last few streams. It doesn't matter. Just means you guys are more special. The proboscis could be the tongue. You're throwing words at me right now. Let me look up what a proboscis. Wait, proboscis? Not proboscis. Let me just look that up. Proboscis. An elongated, often flexible appendage on the head of the animal. Oh, okay, the tube. Yeah, I see, I see. Is the tongue in red? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, and you meant the antennae? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, if we kind of like make these lead into the middle here, then they actually look like the crazy eyebrows. Yeah. I don't I don't know if I should give I don't know how to make it like Einstein-like though, because he likes just maybe I just give him kind of like a normal, like simple kind of tongue like this. I don't know. And there, the eyes will be like black and like beady. A lot of the Hollow Knight characters do have those black beady eyes. That looks hilarious, but it actually fits. I mean, it's always like that, right? The tongue out to like one side. I think I think that's the best way to kind of do like the like call out. So I want here again. I'm thinking about like silhouette, even inside the figure. Like the goggles, I think need to extend past the eyeball a bit. And like that. This is the cocoon. There can even be like places where like the cocoon is kind of like breaking. It's pretty fragile fragile thing. And you know, since he's not using his wings for flight anymore, maybe, you know, maybe he could have like sewn on some like pockets or something. Or like a place for like, you know, like kind of like test tubes. Bro, that a ball. It sure is ball shaped. I don't know how I could make it look more like this, the like cocoon he came out of though. Maybe I can kind of do this. He really be walking around with a lot on his head. You like that? Wait, you were talking to. You could also make an Einstein-Rosen bridge shape as the wing form. I'm not familiar. Let me look that up. Einstein-Rosen bridge. Is Einstein-Rosen bridge or wormhole is a 1935 theoretical non-traversal structure derived from general relativity. Here, let me. Hey, Carlos, welcome! You finally made it. Long time supporter of the stream, of the channel, that is. Hey, I'm glad to see you here. The clothes look like moth wings. Yeah, exactly. That's the idea. This is Moth Einstein. Um. I think I liked his eyes better before because they blend in with the eyebrows now. Oh, like before I blackened them out? I mean, they're gonna be blacked out in the render anyway, unless we find another way to like give them another texture. But like it's really a Hollow Knight classic to have those like beady eyes. What suggestion made this guy? So today we're actually having a very interesting stream. We're making Hollow Knight based characters, and we started the stream by like studying Hollow Knight design, and now we're designing our own characters based off a theme that we chose. And two characters that we wanted to create were a Picasso bug, with his mask being like the shape of a paint palette, and creating an Einstein bug. And like the story between them is that the Picasso bug is searching for incredibly rare pigments, and to do so, he's teaming up with the Einstein bug to create this shrinking machine to bring us into the very tiny microscopic world of bugs, where we're gonna have a tardigrade mount and all other sorts of things. But yeah, we're going one step at a time. But yeah, Carlos, usually the streams are more like free flowing, where I just like summon the random suggestions that people want. But today, you know, I thought I would structure it out and even kind of make more of an art lesson out of it, and see how people like it, see how people respond to it. And I think I might also make a video out of this stream. I wonder if even like blacking this out might be worth it. I think it kind of unifies the design a bit in terms of the like extremely dark parts. Yeah, Yeah, another thing you can do is look at your designs from very far away, see if they're still readable or not. I think darkening the inside of his body really adds to the contrast that we want without even thinking about rendering too much. We should make them fight. The Picasso bug and the Einstein bug. All right. So now, oof. I mean, actually, I think for this one, just for the sake of time, I'm not going to create another iteration of the Einstein bug. I'm going to leave it at that. Maybe I'll come back later. So we have the Einstein bug, the Picasso bug. I think the fan favorite here that everyone wants to see is going to be this tardigrade mount. So let's work on that next. So just to remind everyone, if you're not familiar with what a tardigrade looks like, these are tardigrades, and they seem like they would be perfect as mounts in this microscopic world. Also, if you've just joined into the stream, I even put Thompson and Simon playing Silksong on the left side of the full screen cam. I should find a way to like put them in this version too, but without the background on like the bottom left. Yeah, we're doing tardigrade. You've gotten pics of IRL tardigrades before, like through a microscope? Was it for like a school project or something? So tardigrades, we're really going into the like grub side of insects. So you know, like, and one thing that we mentioned about, you know, grubs is that they really have this kind of like rings about them that make them look very squishy. So we're going to be leaning into that. So let's see. So I'm going to start with some simple shapes as well. I think the tardigrade, his arms kind of lead into his body very well as one of those rings. And he seems to have like six legs. And when you're in this microscopic space, I guess you're like pretty much like floating, right? So does he have some sort of tail? Oh no, he has 7 legs actually. It's just his like back 2 legs are kind of like at the very back of his body. Oh, that's cool because it kind of makes him stand up if we want to give him that like standing pose. And for his face, he does just have like a face hole. And I think I'm gonna keep it kind of true to what a tardigrade looks like. I'm just gonna simplify the shapes. He's a grub-like creature, so he shouldn't really have a mask. So I'm gonna keep his face also grub-like too. Let me catch up with chat. Just checked out the Discord. Every person on this stream should join it so it gets more activity. It literally got created yesterday. That's why there's no one on it yet. Just saw them while looking under a microscope at some water in class. That's awesome. Is the Discord in the bio? Yeah, it is. Duck is saying bye. Are you leaving, Duck? No worries. How did I not know you had a Discord? Because we created it yesterday. That's why. Let's see where these. Actually, let's try and more like this. Like this. Just fixing all my proportions, because like my idea is kind of like every segment of the body is gonna kind of be like this with like the legs, and like how do I make those like appear on top of each other? So if we kind of like follow the line through, you know, it's kind of like this here and then this here if you were to see like the back of it. So I'm just trying to make that make sense. Oh, Tamadi Riptide? Can I do that quickly? Alright, you're modded, Riptide. I don't know if that'll help you post the link or not, but you are modded. I like this tardigrade. I'm glad. He's not too shabby, I'd say. You know, and he's got that like roundness that gives him that grub feel. And you know, I'm not gonna give him like they usually kind of have like kind of little claws at the end of their legs, but I think keeping it stubby keeps him friendly. And he's got this, you know, general arc to this body moving forward so that we can kind of put a saddle on him, make him into a true mount. Also trying to avoid tangent lines. So you see here like the I had kind of like the line of the arm here intersect with the line of the other arm right here, and it makes it so that like the design is a lot less readable because you're not sure what is leading into what. So by avoiding lines intersecting at corners like that, just doing this, you can now see that they overlap. Just join a Discord? Awesome. Do you have a name for the tardigrade? If so, I could pitch some ideas. Definitely, pitch some ideas. I didn't know what it would look like, but it'd be cool for the tardigrade mount to have a mask. Yeah? Yeah, we can try to design a mask. It would maybe be just like the kind of like face hole. That's the only kind of like sharp part about him. Or hard, I would say. Do you play D&D? I do. Well, I used to. I've I've been dungeon master and player for a lot of campaigns, and I want to do a stream at some point where like I play D&D with my chat. What will the names of these characters be? Feel free to pitch. The in-universe species name. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they wouldn't be called tardigrades here, you know. They would have their own name. But if we were to design a mask, they kind of have, if I try to extrapolate their shape, this is kind of like the head shape, and then the mouth shape, and then the mouth kind of like recedes into the rest of the shape. It really makes for a pretty honestly complex structure. I think maybe if we just focus, I think it might be better to kind of just keep it round and cuddly. And we can keep the tube mouth and like kind of like an overhang like this. Keep the general shape here. So it wouldn't be a mask, but more like part of his body. And we could give him some cute eyes. I think that could, because I think he was maybe getting a bit too creepy. Yeah, he needs these feet to be bigger as well. That's cool. I'm playing today. Aw, lucky. I'm jealous. Maybe sprint bears. If they're mounts, they would probably run and pulling from alias water bears. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Sprint bears, yeah. Here, I'll put it there as placeholder in any case. And look at, he needs to have like some sort of like saddle or like reins. I feel like maybe the reins would be like around his neck. And saddles kind of have this like this knob at the front where you can hold on for dear life. I like it, I like it. You should add these guys to the game you made. That would be awesome. If I have time to work on that game again, for sure. Make a saddle for him and storage attached. Or maybe some storage, that could be cool, yeah. Storage could be shaped like a virus, you know, like a ball with tendrils. Interesting. Interesting. kind of want to put Hornet on the back. I don't really remember how to. And she has this distinctive face shape. Sha! Rio! But I think her code is a bit more flowy like that. I guess she'd be holding the reins. Does she have arms? Or she doesn't really show them. That's the problem. They're kind of under her cloak all the time. Except when she's like attacking. And even then they come out from underneath the cloak. Yeah, I don't know why I tried to draw this without any reference. That was a mistake. And it kind of goes up, then that looks much more like Hornet. I don't know. Always use reference, always use reference. You'll thank yourself later. And yeah, we can have like maybe like some like pouches like attached to the arms. Storage pouches. Try to put them in the correct perspective. Or maybe it's to like collect different like viruses and like bacteria. Um, because that's the challenge we've kind of built for ourselves here is that, because we're in this small world, like even this saddle is like, well, what is it made of? Like how much it kind of complexifies and gives us a bit less range in terms of what we can create. But within limits, creativity strives. And I think I think pulling viruses and stuff behind is a cool thing. Oh, sorry, the music stopped. Let us keep it going.
With YouTube.
Silksong needle? Yeah, true, she needs her needle, huh? Maybe she can kind of have it. She can be like pointing with it. Or I kind of want to have it like pointing forwards with the needle. No, that doesn't read very well. Alright, I guess I'll just put it on her back for now. But I like this idea of these different like bacterias that maybe even Hornet kind of like collects as she's here for different reasons. Maybe maybe it is like a quest from the Picasso bug to like collect these bacteria and viruses that may be crushed into dyes. You love the tardigrade eyes? Thank you. Because maybe the same technology that lets the Einstein bug shrink Hornet and go into this world can like make the viruses and stuff like expand, and then he crushed them up into pigment or currency in the microscopic world. Ah, I like that. Yeah, because what else would they use as currency, right? I like that idea. That's what I'm saying. Like this is like a very like limiting theme, but within that it kind of breeds breeds some interesting creativity. You actually deleted the comment? No worries, I saw it. Those currency is a big type of currency. Yeah, big and small at the same time. I think you mean really small type. Yeah. It's all relative. Gonna give him a couple, just little extra details, although not too many, because as we saw, less is more. And I could probably abstain from even some of the details that I just added, but it is what it is. This leg is further back, so let me put it up a bit. All right. Why are you on your alt account, Riptide? All right, so what should we focus on next? Bacteriophage time. Let me look up what that is. I have this logged in on my computer and the other one logged in my phone. Oh, I see. Bacteriophage. Let me switch to browser. Oh, okay. It definitely has some interesting shapes. Um, all right. Sorry. Taking a little food break. Mm-mm-mm. Look like machines. Yeah, they do look mechanical, huh? Are we drawing this now? Yeah, I think it could maybe be a fun type of enemy, and like we looked at in the designs, you know, things that have sharper edges are typically enemies. So it could be a good inspiration, I think. So here, I mean, but they're already so simplified. I'm like trying to figure out how we'd want to simplify them even more, you know? They 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 do have this kind of like crystal looking thing at the top, which I think we have to keep. Then they're like a tube. Then a platform. And then the legs come out of that. Sorry about that. So I think maybe we start with a line of action. I think they can be like the creatures that like kind of like run at you, but instead of having their face forwards, they could have their face backwards, and so that when they get to you, they kind of slam their face onto you, if that makes sense. So his like crystal is still his like means of attack. But his body is like curved as he's running towards you, ready to like smack you. Smack you with the crystal. I'm sorry, this is turning out to be relatively phallic. So I think let's push the design a bit further. I think maybe while keeping the crystal sharp, let's make it sharper. And maybe use kind of more of a of a bean, a wavy bean for the body. Let me catch up with chat. Exploding bacteriophage. Maybe exploding ball on top of her head. You could have it lean back and have a face at the front. Oh, like have like the face be like here. I just think they could be really interesting for like the creepy factor. So the crystal shape is on an angle. Yeah, well, I'm trying to like give it some energy, you know? Maybe give it small wings. Maybe tiny spikes popping out when he lands attacks, since it said on Google they have spikes. Yeah. And his face is on the bottom. That way he can stab into things with the bottom of his body. Oh, like kind of like a starfish, right? You know, where like the mouth is like at like the bottom underneath. Yeah. In real life, they latch onto bacteria cells and implant DNA directly into the cell. And then the DNA makes more proteins which build the viruses in the cell, and then the new viruses break out. Okay. I had meant the face be attached where the legs are. Right, okay, yeah, so I think you guys are kind of like pointing towards the same direction in terms of, you know, it's kind of like he's got like a mouth like down here. But if he has the mouth down there, yeah, I think that scientific info could be useful information. Definitely. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. What's the top part for? Maybe that'll help us decide what we want to do with the top part, with like the crystal. Hey, Unroarable! How are you doing? Glad to have you with us. Yeah, we started by creating a Picasso bug. Then we created a Einstein moth scientist. Then we went into the microscopic and created a Mount Tardigrade for Hornet. There could be something that smashes into enemies and covered in crystal shards. Yeah, maybe we can kind of make it look sharper, right? With maybe some more jagged edges. Maybe the jagged edges come from the fact. Oh, so maybe because it's been smashing it into enemies so much, it's like kind of broken a bit. And that creates the more jagged edges that also make it kind of more dangerous. I think that's might be an interesting way to do it as well. So like he like bonks them with with his head. He like smashes onto them as he runs at them, and then he like flips around and tries to like bite them with his face hole underneath his body. Very complicated enemy. Yeah. It is relatively complicated, huh? I was out here trying to draw a bean, but then I drew like so many shapes. It's okay. Some enemies can have more complicated, some slightly more complicated designs. But you know, I think we could definitely make some like bacteria enemies that are more like, you know, even just bean shaped. I wonder if we can give him even like a, oh yeah, we give them like the like mouths that a lot of the grubs have. But they're more of a like a bacteria type of enemy. Actually, this kind of just looks like another hole. Let's make it clear. Bacteria exploding guy. Ooh, yeah. That's another Hollow Knight classic. Enemies that just run at you and explode. So what do you guys think of, you know, this this type of stream compared to the other type? So like the difference between, you know, kind of like more like choosing a subject and like brainstorming together, you know, versus summoning everyone. Both are great. All right. This is like Pokemon based or something. I mean, when you play the Hollow Knight games, you do like have a bestiary, and that's actually what these screenshots are. They're like, yeah, it's like the hunter's journal, and so when you kill them, they get added to your hunter's journal, and it's almost like collecting them. Almost like collecting them all. Maybe base his face off the Studio Ghibli fella. The Totoro? Totoro. I actually I actually went to the Ghibli museum in Japan. It was a lot of fun. I'm having flashbacks of those giant bulging exploding bugs. Yeah, it's hard to forget those. It's my first one, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you're enjoying it. You definitely like it. Awesome. Awesome. Because I think you know, like you might have seen the like short today, which kind of announced that we finished season 1 of Ink Figures. And so I'm kind of looking for new ways to make content and ways for me to make content that actually work as if I can like really vary my content so that I don't burn out on making just one single type of content, you know? So I'm glad you guys are enjoying a variety. I feel like as bacteria, maybe. Oh yeah, maybe like they would use these as kind of like propellers, to like propel them forwards. They wouldn't have like legs because they're in this like almost space vacuum. I think I think that's a cool concept. Deflating, exploding. Oh yeah, yeah, they could like inflate and then completely deflate like that, like those enemies in Hollow Knight. You love doing dino studies. Yeah, dinos are fun. The thing I meant is Kodama from Princess Mononoke from Ghibli. Kodama. Let me remind myself what that is. Oh yeah, those little cute guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, these are worth kind of just showing stream because they're so fun. I love these guys. I honestly think Princess Mononoke as a Ghibli movie, hot take, a bit overrated. But these creatures are really cute. Never seen it. Still worth a watch. I definitely start with like Spirited Away if you go for the Ghibli movies. Or maybe they release poison spores. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I like that too. Wait, here we're kind of getting out of hand. So these guys, I think what would be cool is to almost have their these this part of their body be like a spring. I don't know if I can. That way it kind of like really makes sense that they can smash it about. I think that bug is gonna be attached to a roof. Yeah, definitely. With like its mouth, I'm sure it could attach to any surface and then just drop down on you. Remind me of Silk Song Fascia. Silk Song Fascia. Ah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright, so if this guy, I'm gonna Stuka a couple like very simple designs in terms of this idea of like propelling themselves. This one would have like one main like propeller, let's say. Gaseous propeller. A gaseous propeller that maybe is like a poison cloud. And maybe yeah, they can have those like faces like you were saying from Princess Mononoke. They have those like kind of as if like they're bacteria, right? So they don't really have faces, but they have like kind of like these like blemishes and like spots that kind of make it look like they have a face. to like personify them a bit. Poppy Playtime. I have not watched that. Seems a lot of you have though. Using earlier ideas, we should make it so that the head is like a geode. The head in real life is like a storage area for the genome. Like a geode. I'm not sure I can like really realize because like the geodes, right? They're like rocks. And then they have the like geodes on them. I'm not sure what you mean. Mushroom propellers. Oh, speaking of mushrooms, you know, we were talking about also mold. You know, so that could be we can try to figure out how we might want to implement that as well. It could be like part of like a creature type of corruption. I'm gonna just draw some like simple shapes to see if I can inspire myself. The mushroom corruption, the mild corruption, or just something. Uh, duh, duh, duh. You, you guys are off on a tangent. Wait, you need mold, not mild? The mushroom corruption, the mold corruption, or something. Yeah, exactly. Like these like creatures could have some sort of mold corruption on them. And I think also for like cells, we can kind of play around with the idea of having them be these like crazy shapes as well, because then they have these almost like organs, right, in them. And even though this shape is somewhat crazy, you know, it's still like 3 circles. I don't know. Maybe yeah, like there's like the mold that is like infecting these creatures. And they kind of become like zombified. The weird thing though is, should I give them legs or not? I guess so. I mean, we kind of still need to do some level design where they can walk and not everything is floating. I think this is kind of a fun design. Eh, I don't remember much about Pianosaurus. My God. Yeah, you guys are really on a tangent that I know nothing about. Maybe they're like moving slimes. Oh yeah, they could like stick to surfaces. Yeah. If something sticks to a surface, and it's kind of goopy. It could be like this. And they have the kind of like translucence that make the mold like. And maybe this like specific mold is like what really gives them like, I don't know, this some sort of sentience, mind control that makes them do things. Let me check some more like bacteria shapes and stuff. 'Cause I think that's a fun direction to go down. So you got these like little sticks, spiral shaped, rod shaped, and sphere shaped. See, even down to the cellular level, you know, like so. I wanted today. I wanted to take like relatively complex creatures and then simplify them into simple shapes, but like because we're talking about bacteria, they're already simple shapes. It's really hard to simplify them further. um, yeah. Alright, this could be a good inspiration for some next ones. Yeah. I'm gonna dip. See y'all. See you, Nomad. Glad you could hang out with us for a while. We're gonna be ending in like 30 minutes. Combine them? Yeah. Oh, maybe all the shapes could be like kind of combined with mold to like create these like Frankenstein creatures. Oh, I can imagine the mini tapeworms going into the ground. Yeah, going in and out. Ooh, I kind of like that. Yeah, if we could have a like maybe like a ground enemy, an enemy that pops out of the ground. And give him the little kind of tendrils. I mean, we still gotta like kind of make them enemies, right? So let's give them a couple little teeth at the end, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, some like pincers. Exactly. But let me try to create something with a bit more interesting action line. Oh yeah, I kind of like the idea of it, like the end just being a hole, almost like really like Yeah, like you said, like a tapeworm. Maybe even like a tongue. Yeah, maybe these are more like the harmless kind. I'm really having bad imagination of them going inside my body. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to put you through that. Maybe they could stitch together to make a boss, kind of like a Moss Charger. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, what if, you've got like kind of like the main body is this kind of like bacterial thing that has um, these kind of protrusions, and then on like the end of these, you have the like the other bacteria. Well, let's see if we can like humanize it though. Like actually give it some sort of form that makes it look like it really took over and then has a cohesive form. Moss Maw, Marrow Maw, a duck, Bacteria Maw, the Bactangler. It's like maybe I'd say like, and you can have like segments of other bacterias too. So like here he has the like bacteria, the that like virus that we did up here. I forget their name. So he uses that as legs to kind of move around, and then maybe he has like a spiky, kind of like a spiky bacteria on his top half that he can use to attack. And a bacteria that has like a jet, an exhaust, like that other bacteria, to use as like propulsion whenever he needs, or maybe a gas cloud. So this one can have like different attachments. Well, yeah, exactly. He kind of goes around and like attaches to the different bacteria and then like takes over their body. But how can we like kind of humanize it a bit? Like, I think we kind of need to give things eyes almost. And like they can be like kind of like hollow eyes, you know, so that like yeah, yeah, definitely. I think that's something that we're missing. We need like a bit of a humanization of these bacterias. Cancer cells. I feel like at somewhere at the beginning of the stream I said we weren't going to go down the bacteria route, and then we just did. I don't know what happened. I mean, we're at the microscopic level. It's bound to happen. Oh yeah, and this, we can have like the face here because his mouth is there. I think that works very well. Yeah, that's what we were missing for these creatures. I love the eyes. Yeah, yeah, it's really bringing them together, right? And I mean, all of the Hollow Knight, enemies, they all have eyes, right? It's like they say, right? Eyes are the window to the soul. They actually feel like they're alive now and not just bacteria. Because I mean, in real life they're just bacteria, but here we really want them to be tangible enemies. But what if you don't have a soul? I don't know, Riku? I don't know what the context of soul is in Hollow Knight. Well, actually, no. Soul has a very distinct context in Hollow Knight. It is the main energy used for even magic and stuff. Just that I don't think it refers to the same soul as the soul of a person or entity. It looks like a whoopee cushion. It does look like a whoopee cushion. Maybe even these guys. Can... I don't know, like this maybe? I think these just kind of need like a mouth. They don't all need to have eyes, but they do really does really bring the whole thing together when they do, doesn't it? And that's a tongue. Yeah. Reminds me of those have you seen those sea urchins that like throw up their like entire like internal organs when they're threatened? You don't know what I'm talking about? Not sea urchins, sea cucumbers. Cat lover, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're designing some Hollow Knight themed characters that based on a theme that we all decided together. And so we have a. You're doing fine, but you have asthma. So here's a Picasso bug, an Einstein moth, and now we're going into the microscopic, a tardigrade mount, and now we're trying to design some kind of like enemies. Would it be okay if I drew my own version of Picasso bug and posted him on Reddit or something similar? Yeah, of course. Of course, of course. Wow. Yeah, would love to see it on the Discord as well. Continue the undrawed bird bug you made. Oh, this guy? Yeah, I didn't know where I was going with it, honestly. I don't what like what should I draw inspiration from, I guess is what I'm saying. Like what like I need something that makes sense in this theme. Oh, Plague Doctor mask. And then that kind of like leads into like the disease and all that. I like it. I like it. I think maybe if you were here last stream, you might have seen this as well, but I think he can be kind of more like an NPC as well in this world, and he like goes around with like a syringe. Last stream I also made a character that had a syringe on his back. Oh my god, I love Plague Doctor design. Let's get it done. The serum of bacterium juice. Yeah. So I'm thinking he would be kind of like a like a regular bug that also got shrunk. So he would have the bug features. You should also do hats. They have made of shell. Yeah. Definitely. That's one of the things I talked about in the beginning. It's just I was kind of thrown a curveball with the with the whole like microscopic with the bacteria and all that. So I don't know how the hats made of shell really like fit in anymore. But for like the first ones, for example, the Picasso bug, we made a hat that looks like a paint like tray. The paint the word is escaping me, but you know what I mean. Where you hold your paint as an artist. Paint palette. Yeah. I feel like this guy is the annoying bug in Silk Song. And there's a lot of annoying bugs. Are you talking about like the fox like bug? Wait a minute, your ink figures? Did you not realize did you not realize the channel you were on? Have you been subscribed for a while? Oh my god. I am summoning one new wing figure for every new subscriber! Is it because I'm not talking like that? Great voice acting. Thank you. I am a dungeon master at heart. I have one ink figure. Which one did I do for you? A wizard summoning a frog? Oh, is that your like suggestion or is that one that I did for you already? Suggestion. Okay, okay, okay. I'll try to keep it in mind. But if you see my last short that I posted today, you'll see that I've ended season 1 of Ink Figures. I'm not quite sure yet what season 2 will entail. I'm trying to change my format a bit. But I'm definitely still gonna take, suggestions and stuff and draw. Same as I'm doing on my streams. Today's stream is actually the first stream where like I'm doing more of like a brainstorming with the chat in terms of what I draw instead of drawing exactly what the chat tells me to draw. So like on like other streams, I actually like took suggestions from chat and just drew those. So you can see the result of that. A lot of interesting characters. Oh yeah, and this was the other character that had a syringe on his back. It was a mosquito. A mosquito kind of steampunk with some blood powers. Are the figures on the side ink figures? Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're all so like I color all my ink figures, right? So you can see them. And then the ink figures that are around the screen, those are all the colored ones. Not all of them. That's like 10% maybe of all my ink figures, but yeah, they're all ink figures. Yeah, there's Blubber. Yeah. Maybe the Plague Doctor bug got shrunk a different way and has been down in the tiny realm for years and can be a recurring boss character like Hornet and Hollow Knight. Oh, yeah. Are you gonna still make my yellow duck in an inflatable dino costume? Yeah, Duck. When we do a stream where I'm just doing your suggestions and you're there, you can definitely ask for it and we'll do it. Yeah, less than 10%. What games have you played? Well, obviously Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is one of my favorites. Hey, Dimitri, how's it going? I'll just mention my favorites. My favorites are Hollow Knight. I grew up with a lot of Minecraft, so I played a lot of Minecraft. I'm a big fan of all the Souls games, so Dark Souls, Sekiro, Elden Ring. I also really enjoyed Cuphead. Celeste was also good. Do I play any horror games? No, I don't. But those are always entertaining ones for streams. Since I'm a big scaredy cat, so if I play a horror game, I'd probably have some pretty entertaining reactions. Yeah, Minecraft. Yeah. Played a good amount of Minecraft. Hmm. Since he's been here a while, what could he have in his hands? Some sort of walking stick? A scythe. Ah, I like that. I kind of want to integrate the bacteria somehow into the design, though. Maybe of the scythe. Maybe like maybe it's kind of like stabbed into a bacteria. It's kind of holding it all together. You're going, Duck? Have a good rest of your night. Oh man, it's 8:56. We're actually almost at stream's end. You can make an enemy. It's a ball with the ball sticking out and being held by a spring, and the top ball shoots out mosquitoes. That's fun. I really want to do this next stream. Um, yeah, well, I mean, so one of the things I want to do is actually render these ideas, right? So I'm thinking I'll finish the sketches, and I mean, I think we've got a good amount of characters here. It's a fun cast to play with. A fun cast of characters. And if we can get these all rendered, I think it would be a lot of fun. We can alternate between streams. Yeah, like doing like the regular, just summoning you guys and this. Yeah, we can definitely alternate. But I think I might want to just like keep the continuation going for this. So you know, like I've already done the sketches, so maybe I think tomorrow night I'll start the rendering process for all of these. Mhm. The Plague Doctor Grim Reaper is def my favorite, lol. Yeah, he is good. He did end up being pretty good. The Anything else we could add to his design? I like your profile. The profile picture with Thompson. Thank you. Full black like the fleas. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's now an ink figure Discord if you want to join it, Dimitri. Yeah, it's in my bio. We just created it yesterday and finished making it today. Call your PFP profile wizard or wizard if you already know the name. Well, my profile picture is of Thompson, which is the summoning wizard. I'm Thompson, the summoning wizard. If you haven't looked at the animations on my channel, I think it's worth checking out. I have a couple playlists, and one of them is my animations I've done, and it kind of like gives you an introduction to like the lore of the channel a bit with Thompson and Simon. Yeah, it's 9. I know, I keep going. I'm getting addicted to just refining these designs. I'm pretty happy with them overall. It's fine, you're still with energy. Yeah, exactly. Maybe not talking as much, but so it's settled. We all want to do it. How do you actually hire mods? The no, Riptide is a mod because he's been a long time supporter of the channel, and I trust him. That's what it takes. It just takes my trust, and it's not it's not a paid gig. My my gig isn't isn't really paid that much either. The only paying I get is through my generous patrons, which so far, shout out, is Riptide. And also Salamander bought a mug from me the other day. That was very nice of him. But yeah, if you guys are able to support me further, it would mean the world to me. Joining up on the Patreon, you would also get a full resolution ink figure, and you get a exclusive content on the Patreon. As well as we beat the sun. No, we're not going till morning. Yeah, you get exclusive content on the Patreon and also an exclusive role on the Discord server. And yeah, a fully rendered ink figure of your choice. You can prompt me as you wish. These legs have to start from the top. Yeah. The end of Hollow Knight. I wish I could buy it. No worries, Carlos. There's also the free tier on my Patreon if you want to join. Oh no, I think you joined already actually, Carlos, right? I think I saw you join. But free also. Yeah, I saw. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely still appreciate you guys joining there and looking at the content I've done there, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, the music is gone. All right, let's keep it going. How long was the music gone for? Yeah, definitely feel free to come chat in the Discord. Can I get $360? I don't know, can you? Well, I don't have Patreon, but I'll get it and join then. Oh, that'd be awesome. I think a blended in mold trap creature would be moldy. One thing I like, the guy with the paint trays as their heads. Yeah, yeah, he was the first one we did today, but yeah, I'm very happy with him. And he really does have that Hollow Knight feel to him. I have confirmed that I have joined the free side. Yeah, yeah, I was pretty sure you did. Somebody that's kind of like Hollow Knight. Do you have a round head and two leaves for clothes? I guess I don't know any. They have a maze? Maze? I'm not sure the one you're referring to. Yeah, we need more bone masks. Yeah, you're right. You're right, you're right. Absolutely. I don't know if these like bacterias could have potentially bone masks. But that's the thing, they need to be like they need to oops, let's duplicate it. They need to kind of make sense within this microscopic world because the bones are like it's for the insects that are a lot bigger. These bacteria are so small. That's why I've been like hesitant to like make masks. Because I haven't like figured out a lore reason for these masks to exist here. You're drawing so much bacteria, so much. I love it. I never would have gone this path if it wasn't for you guys. It really, I'm glad we were able to ideate together and come to this. It really makes for a unique approach, right? Like we could have gone desert, beach. No, we went microscopic bacteria. Let's ride a tardigrade into battle and kill viruses. Wood masks, mold mask, rock mask. Oh, mold mask. Jelly mask. Yeah, we could change the substance of the mask itself. Give one of them the cheese touch. Are you referencing Wimpy Kid? Diary of a Wimpy Kid? And if you want to change paths, you can draw Lord Howie Island sick insect into a boss. Isn't it 10 minutes past 9? Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to call it. I'm gonna have to call it. It's gonna be that's gonna be it for tonight. I really had fun with you guys. I hope you guys did too. But don't worry, we're gonna continue tomorrow night. 6 p.m. So make sure to hit that bell notification so that you get a ping when I go live. You guys have all been awesome chatters. See you tomorrow, Dimitri. And thank you all so much for your awesome ideas. We wouldn't have gotten here without you. What time area? East. East. The time area is east. EST. Yeah. Eastern Standard Time. I guess that's east. What? If you don't say the rest, if it's standard, then yeah, EST. Yeah, my brain cells are diminishing. East time, 6 p.m. But the same time as today. Don't quote me on this, but I think I may have finally set up the live stream alerts properly in Discord. Okay. All right. Well, we'll test that tomorrow. All right. Thank you everyone for being here. It's been a blast. I've had fun. I think it bodes well. I think, I have more energy than like the other streams at the end, so it's boding well for the future of the streams. So, thank you all for being here. And Thompson out.